Hey, Pastor Josh here, and I'm excited to tell you about our recent missions trip to Rwanda. This was actually our 20th year that we've been supporting World Relief in Rwanda, and it was actually my 10th trip. I've been there 10 times in the past 21 years, and it was a special trip for me. I got to take my 16-year-old daughters. They've heard a lot about it, basically all their life, and so it was great for them to go. They even said to see the joy of the people there and the faith that people have. It's really powerful. And Rwanda is a country that it had a really rough genocide about 30 years ago, and so we've seen a lot of progress. And the organization we work with, World Relief, what they do is they work through the local church, and they train the local church how to raise people out of poverty. And what we do is we just go and help them out. They're doing this every day of the year. We just go for a week. So we just go and do whatever they tell us to do. We got together with like a youth group. It's actually called a running club because they do like exercise and teach Bible lessons. My daughter Ava got to speak at that, and that was a proud dad moment for me. We did a house building project, and the reason we did that is the church had identified this family that was living in really just a shack, and they knew they needed a house, and so they decided to use us to help be the catalyst for the whole church, because the church came out to volunteer with us, and we started building it. We did a very small amount, but they will finish the house in the weeks after we're gone. And one of the things amazing about Rwanda is, while we were there to build a house, it also turned into just a time of worship. So some of our team was just singing and worshiping with all the people that had gathered. Some of us were carrying bricks, some were putting it together. Just a phenomenal time to spend with that church, really helping a family that really needed it. One of the things they do is they train the churches how to start savings groups. And savings group is basically they train a leader, they get 25 people together, and they put $1 each a week in this box, and then they actually loan it out to each other. At the end of a year, they set it all up, and people who are in extreme poverty, they have the equivalent of maybe $30 to $40 in their hand, but it's more money than they've ever had before. And it really changes their mindset, allows them to understand that they can grow. And I've seen these groups go for 5, 6, 7 years, and it really has an amazing impact. In fact, we work in just one, it's called a district. It's like a county here, think Fairfield County. And in that one district, in the 20 years that we've been supporting them, they've started 615 of these savings groups. That means over 15,000 people in one county have been helped through the programs they lead there. So we actually went to one of the savings groups. We were late, and if you're late, you have to pay a fine. So I had to pay a fine for our whole team. Just some other things that happened. Grace went on our trip, and she's a surgeon. We were able to visit a hospital, and she got to see how they do things and spend time talking with them. Another amazing thing that happened is because we've been working there for so long, we get to see the story of how God is moving over the years. And so we actually visited the home of an orphan. His name's Alfred. And he had been at a camp we did for orphans 5 years before. And he showed us a picture of the discussion group he was in. So we had taken little Polaroid pictures. He had saved it for 5 years. He actually mounted it on a piece of yellow paper because it was such a powerful event for him. He talked about how it really changed his mindset, asked about Ed and Matthew, who were his group leaders. And crazy part about the story is I took a picture of the picture, and I emailed that to Ed and Matthew, who actually literally that day were landing in Kenya to become missionaries. They are now full-time missionaries. The trip they took to Rwanda 5 years ago was their first ever mission trip. And 5 years later, they are now full-time missionaries supported by BlackRock. So it was a powerful time. But I could go talking about Rwanda forever. God is doing so much all around the world. And I just want to thank you for supporting that through BlackRock, praying for our global partners, giving to the missions program. And I hope that someday you can also go on a missions trip because it is amazing.